Hi there and welcome to the Barbara Young channel and welcome to my Friday Sews. First of all, just like to say thank you to Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for creating the hashtag Friday Sews, so we can all come together and share what we've been doing for the week. And my week, well, not done a great deal. Well, I say not done a great deal. I got a couple of things made. Well, almost got a couple of things made. First up is going to be a shirt, so let's have a look at that. Now, last week, if you were watching, I actually had a shirt that I was doing and I'd cut it all out, and it is the New Look 6941, that one. So I'd got it cut out and got it ready. I just had to sew it up, and I have done that now, so it is all finished. Well, I say all finished, it's not quite, because I haven't got buttons for it. I've not yet sorted that out, but here it is, one shirt, and it looks really nice. I really like this. It's a lovely material. It's a vintage material. It's something I found in a thrift shop. So it's probably, I don't know, over 20 years old from what I could work out, but it's come out really lovely. You know, just need to put some buttons on it, and I think I'd like to go with blue buttons. Just haven't sourced them yet. Probably a dark blue, because I mean, when you look at the pattern on this, there's that blue in there, and I'd really like that. So yes, maybe some blue buttons. So just have to find them. What I'll do is I'll put it on so I can have a look at it, even though I can't button it up, and see how it fits. So here we are, one shirt, almost done. But I think it'll come out really nicely. It looks really lovely. Now, I did do a mock-up of this just recently, and the reason was to test to see how the sleeve went in, because I wanted to put a long sleeve on this rather than the short sleeve that was on there. And I've got a sleeve pattern that I tend to use, and I think it's come out really well. It's got this lovely longer sleeve with a nice cuff on it, which is how I like it. I mean, if it's too short, I'm not really keen on it being too short. I mean, if it's up here, I might as well just have a 3/4 length sleeve, but that's not what I wanted. So I've got this long sleeve on there. The head went in really nicely. It's got the little collar on here, which is what I really like about this pattern. So yeah, I think it's come out really, really nice, especially this lovely vintage material. So yeah, all in all, very nice shirt. Obviously, just need the buttons to finish it off, and then it'll be absolutely done. So yeah, I really enjoyed making this. I took my time over making it because I didn't want to make any mistakes, because honestly, with it being a vintage material, I don't have any extra to go and get some if I'd made a mess of it. So yeah, yeah, really do like this. Very comfortable. Just need the buttons. Now, the next thing that I've made is, well, I suppose some people will call it a petticoat, but I actually call it a slip. And basically it's just like a lining for wearing underneath like a skirt or a dress, stop things from clinging. Now, I've used the pattern Simplicity 8650 or 8650, which is that one, because on this particular pattern, it's actually got a lining piece with it, because two of the views are designed that you're going to make it with like a sheer fabric, so underneath you want a lining, so it actually gives a lining piece within the pattern. So that's what I've used as my basis for it, and here it is, one basic slip, as I would call it, and I call it slip because it's a lining material, so it's very slippery, so it stops, you know, it clinging, especially if you've got tights on. You know, cotton material will cling to it, so this just helps it to slip and everything to sit nicely. So yeah, that's what it is really. It is very simple. It is just a back and a front and a little waistband piece, so I've got a channel to put some cord in. Now, the original pattern actually calls for elastic, but I've just put a cord through there. But yeah, very simple, very easy to do, and very basic. So what I'll do is I'll put it on so we can have a look at it and see how it sits. And here we have, well, what I call a slip, a small little slip type petticoat thing to be worn underneath a skirt or a dress. And I've done it in the most simplest of patterns I can. As I said, the Simplicity 8650 is literally just a front piece, a back piece, and I've used the waistband casing, which actually wouldn't normally be on the lining piece because you'd sew that into the skirt, but I've put it on because obviously I wanted some way to sort of hold it up. So that's a channel in its own right to create this little channel so I can put a tie in there. Now on the main skirt you'd normally put elastic in there, but I didn't want elastic, so what I've done is I found some, it's like this gold ribbon that I just put through, and I can just tie it up on the side, and that makes it all just, you know, sit really nicely. And then I can put you know, a skirt or a dress or something like that on top of it, and hopefully that'll stop it from clinging, you know. Now it is sort of shortish, you might think, but then most of the stuff that I've got and I wear usually only come down to about the knee anyway. It's about the length of it, so I didn't want it too long because I didn't want it to be coming from underneath whatever I'm wearing. So yes, that's the reason for that. As long as it sort of works and does what it's meant to, which is to stop clothes from clinging, especially to my tights, which they normally do, so I have to sort of stop that. So yes, that's the reason for creating the, what I call a slip. You might call it a petticoat, perhaps there's another name for it, I really don't know, but there you go. And it's really nice because it's nice, simple, really just a very simple A-line lining, or from an A-line skirt really, and yeah, worked really well. I think perhaps I might make another one that is a bit longer, so if I've got something that is long and needs a bit more of a length on it, I could do that. Again, it's only taken me an afternoon to make this because it's such a simple construction. It's got French seams on the side, and I've just turned this over a bit like you're doing a giant piece of bias tape, I suppose. You know, double turnover bias. That's how I sewn that in. And it works just fine. You know, hemmed it up, there we go. What more can I say? It's a very simple little garment. Now last week, if you did watch my video from last week, you would have seen that I had some clothes given to me by a good friend, and to, I say, do what I wanted with, and some of those things I did give away and back to charity shop, but some things I kept, and some of them I knew that I needed to alter them, to change them, to start doing things. So I've started taking them apart just so I can start getting ahead. And I think what I'll do is I will take apart the 4 items that I definitely want to be amending, and then I'll see about how I can put them back together. So I've started with one of the t-shirts, which is this t-shirt, of which now that I've got it apart, I can see the pattern a lot better. If you can see that bird image on there, on the with the sort of foliage, absolutely brilliant that is. So I've taken that one apart. That came apart really quite easy. Now I could have taken it apart nice and simply just by getting some scissors and snipping up the sides, but call me a glutton for punishment, as it were, but I do like to actually take them apart properly, take the seams apart, because then I get as much, as it were, real estate from this material as I can, you know, so I don't lose as much if I just got the scissors out and hack the sides up. The next one is this, which was like a dress, but with the strappy bits on it. So I've started taking this apart. I've only got so far, but yeah, that's the other thing that I've been doing, been slowly sort of picking them up and just trying to work through them, and I'll work through each garment until I've taken them apart to, well, to the extent that I want to take them apart really. So then I can then look at them and start putting them back together in one way or another. You know, they might be smaller, different shapes. I might put different combinations of materials together. I don't really know yet. I'm just sort of taking them apart so I'm ready to work on them when I've got all that done, because then it'll be easier rather than going, I want to do this with this and then having taken it apart and then fiddle around. If they're already all apart, then I can just get on and go with it as soon as I'm ready to. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, taking them apart slowly. I still got, like I say, about, so I don't know whether I'm going to take apart another 2 or 3, I'm not sure yet. I'll just keep doing it until I'm ready to start putting them back together. So there you go, that was my week. Not a lot, I suppose, you know, it's one shirt almost done, I suppose, just waiting for those buttons, but I'm sure that'll get sorted quite soon actually. Not too long to have that done. And then one slip that I did, you know, petticoat, whatever you want to call it, which I've actually got on underneath this shirt dress because it's really very comfortable and really so simple to make. It only took me an afternoon to do, so yeah, I was really glad to do that and get that done. I'm really happy with the way it's come out. Also working on my projects, so taking these things apart ready for when I do want to start doing projects with them, so they'll be just ready to go. So that's it really. Quiet week for me. You know what it's like, I'm never seem to be in a rush. I always like it to be nice and quiet and steady going, I suppose. Well, except for, you know, the day-to-day life things, which is always, you know, always rushing around, having to do something somewhere at some point during the day that's not sewing. So the sewing thing, nice and steady. The life thing, rushing around, I suppose, getting stuff done as you normally do. But that's it, that's the way it is, I suppose. So there you go, my week. So if you like this video, please do give it a like. Just click that thumbs up button. Subscribe, and that way you always get a notification when my videos come out, especially if you click that bell icon, so you'll also get the notifications, you know, globally as it were, by pressing that little button, so then you'll know when my videos are up. Comment if you'd like to, because I do love reading your comments. It's really nice to see what you're thinking and what you think what I'm wearing, but also comment between yourselves and put comments about what you're doing as well, because it's always lovely to read about what you're up to as well. So that's it really, my week. So just left for me to say thank you very much for watching my video, and I look forward to seeing my next video. Bye.
Yeah.